Hey everybody, this is Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for watching the AIWF Network YouTube channel as well as the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel. If you like what you see, please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications every time we post new videos on both our channels. It means a lot to us, and thanks a lot for watching once again.
And I see somebody in our YouTube or in our Facebook chat that can possibly verify the Ole asshole. I see AC in there, and I know he spent enough time around Greg Price at the convention that when Ole would hold court down in the lobby that he could probably confirm or deny that.
Oops.
His real name was Alan.
I just realized my mic has been off for God knows how long.
Well, we haven't said anything.
No, we haven't said anything. Sorry.
As long as I worked with Greg Price, I never went to none of his conventions. Is he getting out of it?
I think he is out of it.
Is he out of it?
I thought so, but that last one,
I guess maybe I should have went to one before he went out.
Yeah, the one before the NWA jerked the name from him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then turned it to this Jobber Fest. Somebody's doing a Jobber Fest.
Is that the one that was just in Charlotte at the Embassy Suites? Or was it the Embassy Suites? Embassy Suites in that area always has the.
I know it's just in Charlotte. I don't know where it was. Hilton?
Yeah, it's a Hilton down in University. It's about 10 minutes from here. Yeah. If I would have gone in the early 2000s, you know, when Bob Caudle and David Crockett still hosted it, you know, and a lot of the folks that were significant in the NWA had not aged out of conventions or outright passed away, it would have probably been fun. But the last few years, I look at the lineup and I'm like, no, I can skip it.
You know, they're all kind of going downhill now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because all the legends, I mean, you go to a convention now and there's legends there. Hell, they might die while you're talking to them.
Yeah.
And then the people that's coming out of the WWE and AEW, the bigger stars, they make so much money now they don't have to do it.
Yeah, they get those
legends contracts and stuff like that.
There's another one too that they have that Kevin Nash is on. It's not a legends, it's a ambassador contract or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying he didn't want to go to Sting's last match because it might cause some shit with WWE. I mean, nobody had told him not to, but he didn't want to go.
Yeah, and he also kind of said that he felt like maybe if he had gone, then a lot of people would have been focusing on him being there versus it being Sting's last match, which is valid, you know.
Unless he sits in a luxury box somewhere and keeps his mouth shut.
Well, DDP went there. They just didn't show him on TV. That was the rule that WWE had, was like, you can go, but you can't be involved in the match and they can't show you on TV. So, but DDP was there. What was a thrill for me, and maybe I ought to read the first ad. No.
Magnum
and Nikita was great, but let's see here. Hang on a second.
They wheeled Luger in.
Yeah, Luger was there. Well, he was a big part of Sting's career. They were tag team partners or opposition for years and years and years. But let's see here.
Did Flair go?
Yeah, Flair was there. He was actually involved in the match. But
he's part of AEW now, so he wouldn't have had any issue.
Yeah. I started to say if he didn't go, he's an asshole, but I guess he could be there.
Well, he might still be that, but I don't know. I never met him.
Yeah.
I've always heard he was nice, but he's acting a little crazy here in his later years. Let's see here. Let me do some ads real quick. Premier, let me talk about this and then we'll talk about Sting's last match in Greensboro. Sting's final match took place last Sunday in Greensboro. Rick Diesel, I'm pretty sure you didn't order the pay-per-view because, you know, like you've told us before, the mark has been beat completely out of you. I did.
I heard they did him right, although they didn't do him old school. I don't know. I'm torn on that. I kind of, you know, I was always raised that you go out on your back, pass the torch. I'm glad that, but see, on the other hand, I'm glad they done it the way they did. 'Cause it's them young bucks. They don't deserve nothing. Honestly, leg slapping bastards. They just want started all that crap. But I'm glad they don't have it. But I hate
not start that. That's a lucha libre thing.
Well, they brought it up here.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about it up here till they come around smacking ourselves in the ass. But anyway, I'm glad they did him right. Like I said, I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'm old school, so I've always been taught there's a way you go out, but then again, the way they sent him out was appropriate.
Yeah, I think so too. In the grand scheme of things, let me say this. It did my heart good. Part of the reason I wanted to look at that pay-per-view was just to see the Greensboro Coliseum with that many people in it for wrestling. And it was impressive because when you watch, you could see the people all the way to the edges of the stage area with the big screen. You could see that like even some of them were sitting partially behind the big screen, kind of like looking out, like the ones that waited till the last minute. And I'm going to give kudos where it's due. I've never bought an AEW pay-per-view before, and I probably won't again. Not for a while, unless they can entice me with something really good, like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I'm joking, guys, if you didn't know. Which will be a nice attraction for Netflix. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if there's going to be any additional cost, but they were telling me last night at that party it's going to be included with all the Netflix subscriptions. So if you're a regular Netflix subscriber, you're getting that fight. Anyway, they had Renee
Paquette.
Renee Moxley.
Yeah, Renee. Or as Jim Cornette says, Renee Moxley good. And she had some kind of little boy with her that didn't feel like it was necessary to put on anything more than a T-shirt and a jacket to do the pre-show. Not to say that his broadcasting skills weren't good. I mean, they weren't great, but they weren't bad. He didn't like stink up the show or nothing. But they did a real good job in the pre-show of like standing on the ramp with the crowd in the ring behind them. Really like the way they were talking about the show and the clock counting down. They really feel big, as you were counting down to the pay-per-view. And then it happened. They did a ringside interview with Tony Schiavone and David Crockett. And David Crockett gave his analysis for the main event the only way he could do it. The way David Crockett. Oh my God, the man has not changed a bit. He may have aged 40 years, but he's still David.
Still a baby face.
I tell you, Tony, you saw what he did with his sons. You saw what they did with his sons. You don't mess with family, Tony. You don't mess with family. And I'm marking the fuck out right there because David's got me in stitches. And I told Jinky, I was like, look, the pay-per-view hadn't even started yet. I feel like I got $10 worth of my 50 right there.
And what I like about David Crockett is he sounds like he's never been smartened up to the business. Like his commentary seems so sincere. And like, it's just to listen to him, he honestly, I mean, yeah, sounds like everything he sees is a surprise. Like, and it's wonderful listening.
David Crockett was the biggest babyface fan in the world, and God love him for it.
And he always
was his business. It was his business.
He always struck me as he reminded me of somebody who snuck out of the crowd and grabbed a mic and was just so excited.
And you know what was funny? The reason he got that gig doing TV was because Trucking Tom Miller showed up to the RAL studios one morning for TV and he was still drunk. And so they all drew straws and David drew the short straw to take his place and was on TV from like 1978 until he went out of business because of that.
Well, that and the fact that, as David Finlay, he really didn't hack it as a wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
have you ever watched that one match that they've shown on tape of him in the ring?
About a minute and a half of it, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's about like his commentary. You can't look away. You can't not listen. It's a peach.
Yeah, but But they didn't show David no more after that, and that was kind of disappointing. But I guess David wanted to just go back in the back and hang out with everybody.